you order signs, what has to be on your sign, like legally?
You know, we just touched on this in Broker's Corner at 9 a.m.
Oh,
just
man.
throwing that out there. Nobody was joining. Well, Sophie joined.
I watched it.
So, okay, see? I was like, it won't show me who's on, so I couldn't tell who. There was like 2 people in and out, but no big deal. I was just talking to myself. So it's on Facebook Live though. So I'm streaming it to Facebook Live because I'm becoming techie. And for your signs, you need to have your name. You need to have the KW Vaca Valley logo. And you need to have the 4 components are your name, KW Vaca Valley logo, your DRE number, and the ownership statement that says each office is independently owned and operated. Those are the 4 requirements. 3 of those are a DRE requirement. 1 of those is a Keller Williams requirement. If you have a logo or something, right? You've got starting your own little like teamish name or a logo. The KW Vaca Valley logo should be as prominent as your personal logo. Okay, so similar in size. That's what as prominent means, similar in size. It can be down to the side. It doesn't have to be in the middle. And I highly recommend putting the office DRE number on your sign. It is not a requirement. I feel at some point they're going to change that requirement because they just keep adding more requirements. And so I always encourage people, if you're going to have signs made, go ahead and put the office DRE number on there as well so that you're covered in the instance that they come back and change it and put it on there. Okay. You should also put, for sale or open house or whatever the sign is indicated, but not a requirement either. So it just probably should be on there.
So would you put DRE and then your number, or just your number is okay?
I'd put DRE and then the number. Okay. And the DRE number can't be the smallest thing on the sign, which is where the ownership statement comes in handy, because the ownership statement can be the smallest thing on the sign and then your DRE number a little bigger than that. It just can't be the smallest.
Okay. Can't be like microscopic.
No. But it doesn't have to be huge either. So that's what's required on your signs.
The reason I ask is because I got a listing.
Congrats!
Thank you.
He was waiting to drop that.
I know.
I was.
Where's your listing?
It's in Fairfield, Cordelia area. It's a coworker.
Oh, nice.
Love that area.
Yeah. So
I like to refer to that as the Fairfield Wind Tunnel, but that's just me.
I don't think I'll put that in the marketing, but
Do you like flying kites? This is the house for you.
24/7.
Don't get them a wind chime as the gift.
Super exciting. When's that one going to go live? I feel like Tara has frozen. Oh, she's back.
I'm back. Yeah, my internet's going crazy.
It is. When's that one going live? Tara. All right, we'll come back. Nate, did you have questions? You're front and center.
Not really. I was getting ready to ask her. I actually this morning, in the middle of studying for new build, I know you recommended we not take on too many challenges. I just had the urge. I just had to do it, Amy. So I did sign up for new build development. And so I was training for that and got a warm lead call from the sniper squad that James created for us. So I'm taking on a little bit more. But I did get a call from a gentleman this morning who's looking for a 4 to 5 bedroom in Fairfield with a pool. He specifically mentioned a pool. And so I'm excited about that. But in the call, I did pick up that, his price point was he wanted to spend no more than $1.3 million. I got his email address, his phone number. He has 2 kids with autism. So he wants a really spacious place. He wants a pool. And yeah, and the place he was looking at was pending. So that's my latest, greatest aha. I mean, I got a warm lead this morning from this guy, you know.
Good job.
Awesome.
Woohoo.
So hopefully it works out. This is the new referral-based lead generating that James set up for us.
For Rise,
So,
yeah?
Yeah, for Rise, exactly, for
Right.
Rise. So we'll
so
kick
just
back
so-
35%.
Yeah, so just so everybody knows, so we are rolling out a new program here in the office with leads through Rise. So we have our guinea pig group going through it right now, which Nate's part of that guinea pig group. Call him the little guinea pig. And as we're going to roll this out with this first group for a month or so and make sure we understand how it works and how to operate the system, because it's a very results-based system, which means like the more calls that you pick up and the better we are at logging it through the system and everything, then the more leads that we will receive and the more leads that your group will receive. Once we kind of nail down all the basics and take our first group through it, then we're going to be opening up more spots for that. So just be on the lookout for that if you're not in this first spot and it's something that you're interested in. You do pay your normal office split and PC split and everything to the office, as well as there's a referral fee to what we call the aggregator, which is where that lead comes from, that gets paid out. It's through the referral fee. So it's a pretty solid program. They're actually rolling it out at Keller Williams across the nation. It's a pretty cool thing. So
I'm excited about it, to be honest with you. At first, Amy, I was hesitant because I was like, I'm so new. And you always hear about all these paid lead gens.
Yeah.
But this one, you know, the way it was presented, like these are warm leads. So these guys have already been kind of cultivated. They already been kind of pre-screened, everything except a pre-approved letter. And they specify that, right?
Yeah.
They're willing to buy in the next 60 to 90 days. They don't have no red flags, no bankruptcy or anything that's gonna harm them or keep them from buying. And so I'm excited about it. I think it's a great thing. I'm already talking to other agents like, hey, you guys need to check this out.
Yeah, no, and just so everybody knows, I'm a big proponent of lead generation sources where you're not paying up front, right? When you start talking about Zillow or realtor.com, you're paying a hefty fee up front on a monthly basis. You're obligated to this monthly fee that you continue to pay regardless of what you convert or not. The thing with Rise, there's a small fee to the office, which covers the cost of the platform to us, but it's because it's broken out between many agents. It's not a huge fee. It's like $55 or something, right? Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Per month, which is teeny tiny. And then, but your biggest one is you're paying on the backside, right? Once you close the transaction, I'll pay referral fees on closed transactions all day long, every day. I have no issue with that. I just don't want to be paying thousands and thousands of dollars up front for lead services, right? That doesn't make sense because then it comes into the conversion and the quality of leads and all of this. And there's no requirement. They can just send it and then blame it on you because you didn't convert them, even though they're really crappy leads. So I would rather pay on the back end. I'll pay a referral fee all day long. That's when people call me, I'm like, is it Kate's throwing things. Is it an upfront fee or is it a referral fee on the back end for closed transactions? If it's upfront, I'm always like, no, sorry, adios. Just put me on your don't call list because I'm not going to do it. If it's a referral fee, I'll do it all day long.
Oh, there's other ones out there that do have it set up where you pay it on the back end. Gotcha.
Yeah, so I don't do very many
I'm
of them. And most of them are all through this RISE program anyways. And the RISE program does it more efficiently and effectively because they have contracts with all these versus the individual agent. So. And
just so you know, I'm if it wasn't you guys presenting this to me, I just told myself that from the beginning that I'm not going to pay for any lead. I refuse to. I'd rather invest in myself. I'd rather just spend the time if I got a door knock, whatever I got to do to generate the leads. I'd rather do that. But since this was presented through you guys and James and the Sniper Squad, I was like, you know what? Let me give it a shot. And I'm glad I did. So
yeah, awesome, cool. And Greg put something in the chat that he just submitted an offer for to buyers from the lead service. So that's exciting.
Congrats, Nate.
Congrats.
Back. I'm on my phone.
Yeah, that sniper service, this is from the Ojo one, the first one we went out with. And I got a call within 30 minutes of after submitting the application or turning it on. And this is just a straight vacant lot sale, the one that Amy, you and I worked on.
Yeah.
ended up being a different property that he was more interested in. It was the property itself actually was had to do some research and found an expired listing for a vacant lot that he was because he said there was signs on it months ago, but then the signs disappeared. And I said, tell me where it's at. And I found the expired listing, contacted that agent, said asked them if they were willing to relist that property. And he says, for the right price, probably. And I said, well, let me talk to my client and I'll get an offer over to you and let me know where we're at. And now offers has been sent. We're in process right now. I've already talked to Old Republic, opened the pre-escrow on it and everything like that. So, and it's a cash purchase. So it's going to be hopefully closed by the middle of next month.
Fabulous.
Congratulations, brother. Hey, can I ask you a question too, Greg? So does that mean, or Amy, whoever, so does that mean you actually put an offer into a list off market? That was considered off market, or did they actually list it before you put that offer in?
Technically, it's off market right now, but the agent's going to probably relist it, seeing that there's some traction building up if they don't take this offer.
So you submitted the offer. Did you submit the offer through the other agent then, Greg?
Yes.
Okay. Don't say yes, like fail. It's fine. It is what it is. It was the fastest way.
Yeah, he wouldn't give me their information, so I tried to find it, tried to do a record search, and there was nothing because it's through a trust and everything like that.
Yep.
So, being the fact that it sat on the market for 2 years with no action, no traction, expired a year ago, almost 5 days ago. So hopefully, because it is below what their original asking price, but it's better than it was just sitting there not doing anything. So
absolutely. Cool. Success.
Yeah.
Okay, I have some more questions.
Go ahead.
So what inspections do you recommend the seller getting before going on the market?
All right, so I recommend a whole house inspection at the very minimum and a pest inspection. And when you get the pest inspection, ask for the full pest and the Form 33. So most of our lenders now are starting to move for our VA buyers where they aren't requiring a clear pest inspection. They're just requiring a clear Form 33, which is no active infestation of termites or beetles or bugs, right? So no bugs. No bugs.
Form 33? What'd you say? Form 133? What?
Form 33.
Form 33.
Yep. So most of ours will clear it with that form now. So the pest, we have so many VA buyers in this community which I'm all for them using their benefits. I think it's a great program. I have no issue with that. But with the new lenders accepting that Form 33, I always try to get the pest inspection done on listings because then you know what to expect if there's a VA buyer in tow. You can ask, you know what your repair cost is going to be. If they need full repairs and you know what the Form 33 says, that gives you the launching pad of being like, hey, is your lender going to require full pest clearance or just a Form 33? And we already have that on file. So it eliminates some of those things. And then a full home inspection, because the home inspection is going to give the general health of the house from top to bottom. They look on the roof, they go in the crawl space, they run all the systems and everything, which number one helps your seller with disclosures, right? Because now we've got this report on file of what they've deemed as material defects of the property, health and safety items from the home inspection, as well as it gives your seller the opportunity they could like do a few of those repairs if they were handy or if there was something major that came up to offset that. And it's full disclosure for potential buyers. You can get an offer that comes in with no contingencies if you already have your inspection on file, and it just provides no surprises for your sellers, right? Like we already know what's going to get called in a report, so we're not going to have any major surprises.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I said the whole house. I just went on the pest too. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Do you know about how much the cost is?
Yeah, your pest inspection is going to run you about $150 or less.
Okay.
Your home inspection is going to run you somewhere between $400 and $500 usually.
Oh, I think I must have already known that because I told them around $650.
There you go.
And then, so when do you open escrow? Like, we're not looking to go on market till like the second week of May.
So I would open escrow. So I'm trying to get this email moved and it's stuck. All right. So I would open escrow now, only because I would open pre-escrow. It allows them to do the title work ahead of time. So once you open pre-escrow, they're going to give you a seller information sheet, and you can give that seller information sheet to your sellers. They can fill it out. You can get it back to title. They can run the title search already to make sure there's nothing unexpected that shows up on the title of the property. Make sure that who you have as the sellers are actually the sellers of the property, and alleviate any problems that might arise with the title information.
Okay. And then do you just like reach out to like a escrow agent, like at Old Republic or something there? Someone there? Like, could I ask Pamela for like a reference?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Or just use Ben Cox.
You can ask Pamela or Ben, whoever.
Or Ben. Okay, or Ben. We'll put or Ben.
Or Ben. I love them both equally.
Yeah, they're both awesome.
So that would be.
Okay, so they're going to sign the listing agreement hopefully today or tomorrow. So after that, I'll get started.
Yep. As soon as you have that signed listing agreement, that would be a good time.
Congratulations, Tara. That is so awesome. I'm inspired. You inspiring me. That's cool. That's cool.
It's been a long
Congratulations,
road. It's
man.
been a long road. I tried not to get too excited, but now I'm like, it's like real official now. So
congrats again.
You're like, so now I'm excited.
Yeah, now I'm letting myself get excited. So
good.
Cool.
And then I had a question, but I forgot. I'll think of it. You can move on, Amy. I'll be blowing you up now. So I'm gonna be texting you all the time. No, I'm just kidding.
Fabulous. I look forward to it.
Amy, do you have a pet inspector you recommend, or is this just like a Google search thing?
Did you say a pest inspector?
Yeah.
So North American Home Services came into our office last week during the team meeting, I think. I think it was last week. And I'd be willing to give them a try. I've got a lot of agents up in the Sacramento area that I know use them as their primary inspection company. So I'd be willing to give them a try. They do pest and the whole house, and they give you a little discount, I think, if you book more than one inspection. So that would be one option. I use Twin Termite a lot here in town. I was trying to think. Mike Nash has missed some stuff on, he does Cascade pest inspection. He's missed some stuff on a couple of pest inspections. So I feel like he's gotten a little bit sloppy.
What was his name?
Cascade.
Cascade.
And the same thing with Shepard. I feel like Shepard's kind of gotten a little bit distracted with some things going on in his personal life and has not been as attentive to details as I feel like he should be.
Got it. Thank you.
But there's lots of other ones too, so I don't have qualms. I don't like Home Guard in this area, just so everybody knows. I'm going to say that out loud. I don't like Home Guard for any of their inspections in this area. They're I'm not saying they're not thorough. Their quotes seem to come in a little high. They're kind of like North American, where they do the whole gamut of inspections. They can view your home and your pest and your roof and all that stuff. I don't feel like their bedside manner is very good in how they explain things to clients, which can cause problems. And their bids and stuff on the work for the pest inspection tend to sit a little bit on the high side. They're just not my favorite. Bay Area uses them all day long, every day. Your agents that come up that enter in the contract on your properties from the Bay Area tend to use Home Guard for their inspections. I just not impressed. Doesn't mean you can't. Just telling you my opinion.
It's valuable opinion.
Be aware.
Be aware. Anything else question-wise?
I know David Ferguson with Marispec is pretty good for home inspections, and he charges, and I think he charges $400 per 1,000 or 2,000 square. I think it's per 1,000 square feet. So,
yeah. So the question was pest, but yeah, for home, there's a bunch of options, and Dave Ferguson comes to our office quite a bit. He does a solid job on his home inspections. So absolutely. I was looking for my notes. Any other questions?
So I'm gonna go ahead and ask. I let everybody try. So I sent the offer with the updated address and the amount. I've pre-opened my escrow with ORTC. I've emailed the agent. I have let them know that it's on its way. Then the buyer just responded a little while ago or right before that he doesn't want to be on it. He wants to purchase it cash with under his daughter's name. I had to verify that his daughter was at least over 18 to sign contracts. Apparently she's 30. So yeah. But still it was back and forth. I just want to make sure I'm doing the due diligence by staying, you know, I text them or call them every day so far, any changes or anything. And with him coming in 25 below the asking, is that too low considering that's about the, I did what a vacant lot by per square foot, and that's about the asking price right now.
Well, it always gives you a starting point. So lots are hard, right? Because they vary based on lot and what they allow, and do they allow multifamily versus single family residence, and where are they located and which area and which neighborhood, and it's all going to vary for a lot. So you just do the best you can with comps and go from there. Obviously, the asking price that you're talking about was what it was previously listed for that it expired, correct?
It's actually 25 below the previous listing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But when you say 25 below, you're talking about the expired listing.
Correct.
Which obviously was too high at the time or when they've expired, right?
Right.
So I would say, you know, you're basically throwing a dart and at a dartboard and hoping that it sticks. And I think that's a good starting point. I think running the comps like you did, looking at the normally the price per square foot, especially for houses, doesn't work at all, but on lots, it could be a very good way to at least find the starting point for sure. And they'll either accept it or maybe that'll open up negotiation and then we can come to an agreement somewhere in the middle.
Okay. Bless you. And the other thing is the previous agent sent me whatever disclosures that he had. And pretty much when I read the disclosures that they had already from the previous listing, that pretty much nothing can be built on this property except for maybe a mobile trailer, as is, because they want it's zoned for commercial use only.
Okay.
And that's exactly what he's doing with it. He's parking trailers and dump trucks on it. So
that's right.
And there was nothing on there. So the agent was nice enough to actually give me those and just send them right over because what he had before.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, with it being off market, it makes it, you know, I'm wondering, am I doing it the right way, being that it's technically off market right now?
Yeah, I would just make sure that you also send over the confirmation of, there's a form for that. Hold on. I can never remember what the name of this form is because we don't use it very often, but you just want to confirm the commission because it is off market. There technically is no cooperating commission being offered.
Right.
So you want to make sure that we confirm that as well. So hold on just a second. I'm opening my car form so I can tell you what the name of the form is.
I'm doing the same so I can just pull it up and throw it in there.
I think if you search by cooperating, it comes up. I know if you search by commission, it doesn't. Because it's like cooperating broker compensation. And I always think it's confirmation of commission and or something like that. And then I can never get it pulled up. So let's go.
I have commercial, confidential, confirmation, real estate agency relationship.
cooperating broker compensation agreement. See, this is why I can't ever find it.
I now have it.
What?
I now have it.
Yep, CBC form. So there's a CBC form, just so everybody on the call, which is the cooperating broker compensation agreement and escrow instructions. So if you're making an offer on a property that is not part of not listed in the MLS or not in a regular MLS that like Barry's co-ops with, right? So let's say that you're helping somebody, not saying that you should, let's say that you're helping a buyer purchase a home in Monterey. Maybe it's your family member, they found the home, they're like, hey, can you write the offer for me? You're like, yes, I can. You go to write the offer. You're not a cooperating agent with that MLS. You are doing zero commission. Okay. So with your offer, you want to make sure to include this cooperating broker compensation agreement and escrow instructions. Same deal for this one, because it's not active in the MLS. It's an expired listing. We're submitting that offer through the seller, through the previous listing agent. We're not necessarily, it's not deemed that we're due any commission because there's no agreement in place for that. There's no place to state that. So you would want to use this cooperating broker compensation agreement and escrow instructions. Let me move it up here. Hold on just a second. We're going to share screen.
So if you were trying to buy in like LA, put an offer in LA in a totally different county that our MLS serve, that's what we'll use.
Yeah, you'd want to use this form to confirm the amount of commission that you're going to receive and have it all signed up front. And this also, you would use this form if there's a change to the commission. Let's say that you're like, hey, I'm going to come in and make this offer, and we're willing to take, as the buyer's agent, I'm willing to take less commission in order to make this deal work. That would be where you would use this form as well. So you put the seller's brokerage in there. You're going to put the property address. You're going to put the seller's name in here as well. Then item 2, that's all item 1. Item 2 is our information. So the brokerage is always KW Vaca Valley representing, that's the seller's or the buyer's name there, right? It says buyer right there. Property is listed with the multiple listing service. So if it's listed with the multiple listing service, you're going to put which MLS it's listed with. Okay. And then here we can either confirm the compensation in the MLS. So let's say that you just wanted to get in the habit of making sure you send this over to confirm that, where like it's listed as 2.5% in the MLS, you're just wanting to confirm. You could just do a confirmation of commission. That is item 3A. Item 3B is if you're modifying the compensation. So this is where you're like, hey, I'll take 1% to make this deal work instead of the 2.5% that you're offering, or hey, I'm going to come in and offer more because I'm bringing you such an amazing offer. You're going to pay me 4%. We're going to put the modification of compensation here on 3B. We're going to check this box and fill that out there. Okay. If
Amy, so for this one, right, for mine, this is where I want to put modification of compensation.
Nope.
Oh,
we're not there yet because it's not listed with the MLS.
Okay.
Okay. 3C would be cooperating broker, not a member of the MLS or reciprocal MLS. So this would be if you're making an offer down in like San Diego or Monterey, we're going to say, hey, we're cooperating, we're not, but we would like the 2.5% or whatever. Okay. Item D is the short sale confirmation of compensation. We're not even really going to touch on that right now. Just know if there's a place for that. We just don't have short sales on the market right now. I don't anticipate them coming anytime soon. Property not listed. So this, Greg, is where you would fall in, not 3. You're just going to skip over section 3. You're going to go to section 4, which is the property is not listed with any multiple listing service. The buyer broker's compensation will be, I would just pull it from the previous listing because it's expired. So I would just put in the whatever the percentage was that was offered in the previous listing there.
Okay.
Okay. If there's a sale to the tenant procured by the buyer's broker, right? The property is listed for lease and that tenant broker procures the tenant for the property during the term of the lease, and the tenant acquires the property and becomes buyer, then the tenant broker's compensation shall be. So we don't do that because we don't have tenants. We don't do property management. Okay. So this is a little different. We're not going to deal with number 5. If you had a tenant that was purchasing their property that they're living in, we would do that under a regular buyer broker agreement to determine the compensation, or a listing agreement with the seller to determine what the compensation would be in that. We'll cross that bridge when you get there. And then there's other as well. So this, you would fill out the correct one, and then both the brokers sign it. Now, keep in mind that if we are reducing the commission from what's in the MLS, this needs to be signed by myself or Emily. Other than that, we don't need to sign this form. So if we're reducing commission from what's in the MLS, it must be signed by us as
But
well.
it's not in the MLS, so
You're good.
The standard 2.5 is fine.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Whatever was, like I said, I'd go with whatever was listed in the previous MLS and throw it up there.
Okay.
Okay. This is an important form. So don't forget this form exists, and just commit to memory that it doesn't have anything to do with commission or anything, and you'll never find it again. It's a CBC form, Cooperating Broker Compensation Agreement.
And I send this to the agent, not I send it to the agent and the buyer, correct?
The buyer doesn't need to sign this form. I would just
agent.
send it with my purchase agreement. I would just attach it. And then I would also go ahead and put in the purchase agreement under section, hold on. I don't know the new sections. I haven't memorized them yet. This section here, section 4, where it's the property addendum and advisories, other addendums, buyer and seller, right? Advisories. Here underneath this section here, this other addendum, I would check the box and I would put CBC here. So it's incorporated as part of the purchase. Oops, I can't apparently type. I put CBC form there. So it's incorporated as part of this purchase agreement, that this is attached. It was sent over. It won't be signed by the buyers and sellers, but it'll be signed by the agents.
And what section is that again? I'm trying. My glasses are not really working.
Section 4.
Section 4, B, correct?
4B. Yep. 4B under other.
Okay. 4B other. 4B other, and put CBC.
Yep. All right. Any other questions?
Nope.
So I have another question. So how early should you put it in the MLS? Like, should you do like a week early for a coming soon?
Yeah, so that's a great question. And keep in mind that we can only do coming soons if they're in the Barry's MLS system, which would be, this one falls under it, Solano, Yolo, Napa, Marin, Sonoma counties. Those all fall under Barry's MLS, which allows coming soon listings. Metro List, Bay Area, all those, they don't allow coming soons. Although you will see them every once in a while, but it's not technically legal. You can't market it to the public at all with a coming soon sign or coming soon listing or coming soon postcards if it's not going to be in the MLS and available within 24 hours. In those others, we are allowed to. So how long should you do a coming soon? In the MLS, you can do a coming soon up to 30 days prior to the on-market date. I don't think there's any wrong or right reason or rhyme or reason to it. You want to make sure that the front looks nice of the property, right? Because the potential is, number one, you should go by and snap a photograph of the front of the house. And number two, it should look nice because people are going to look at the address and they're going to drive by it. Okay. So as long as the front of the house is ready, it could go as coming soon in the MLS up to 30 days beforehand. Know that once you list that property in the coming soon, you're going to have agents calling you and wanting to show your property. And so you just have to set up that, no, we're not showing it, like put that in there, like no showings before on market date of X or whatever you want it to go, or no preemptive offers. If your seller's just like finishing up some projects, or they're in the process of moving and they really just don't want to show the property and it to go on market until they've moved out or until they finish those projects, then it's a good idea to have a conversation with his seller ahead of time. Like, hey, if somebody came in preemptively and made a stellar offer and wanted to see the property, would you allow them to see it? Right. Let's have that conversation with the sellers. If they're like, no, we don't want anybody into the house at all until our on market date, because we're finishing up these projects, then you just want to know how to answer people's questions, because you're going to get them.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Cause yeah, they're finishing up stuff. So I don't think that they'd want to show the property till like it's pretty much ready. So I think maybe or two would probably be better. So I was just curious like how soon you should put it in, but okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, you could put the sign up right away if you wanted to, like as soon as your sign's made, it could go up immediately as a coming soon listing, because the goal is right with the coming soon is that you're building up momentum for the property when it hits the market. And maybe you've got like some buyers that are looking in that area and have been looking for a property and they're thinking about settling on one outside the area. Well, now you've given them hope that this one's getting ready to come on, so they don't settle before they see your listing, right? So you're just trying to drive traffic that way.
Okay. So maybe like put up my sign, but just not put in the MLS till like they're pretty much ready to show the property.
Yeah. Yeah.
And do you still recommend doing like how people were doing before with, all offers due on this date at that time? Or do you see it like kind of going away from that?
I'm still a big fan of that process for the first week on the market. I think it promotes fairness. And even though we don't adhere to the clear cooperation policy, I just think, I think it works in the best interest of your sellers, right? So if I put a property on the market on Wednesday and we go under contract on Thursday, we really haven't gotten the most exposures to the most number of potential buyers, right? Like we could have had a better offer potentially come in because there's only a handful of people that were able to jump on it within that 12-hour period and actually see it, right? There's only so many showing time slots and only so many people available to actually go show it. So I like to have the properties like go on the market Wednesday or Thursday, show it through the weekend. Oftentimes I don't start showings until Fridays. We have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, offers due by end of day on Tuesday, because I feel like that gives enough people time to go see it if they were out of town for the weekend, whatever. Offers due by end of day Tuesday, and any offers received will be reviewed on Wednesday. I just think that sets you up for the greatest potential for success and the best offers coming in.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe going live either Wednesday or Thursday, doing open houses Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, and then have offers due Tuesday night, and we could review Wednesday.
Yep. It just gives time for those little stragglers like Monday, Tuesday after work to be able to come see it.
Right. And if you don't get any offers that, are appealing or you like, you just continue to market it, right?
Yep. Then you just go ahead and delete that little line out of the private remarks and just say reviewing offers as received and continue to market it and show it and get it wrapped up.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Amy. That's all my questions for now.
So anybody else have questions?
Are you going to cover the equity?
I am.
Okay, cool.
I am. That's what I'm working on finding right now. So Raquel had questions about the equity share information. So one of the best ways to drive potential lead gen opportunities, right, is we have a couple of different options. One is the golden letter, and everybody knows the golden letter is like hey, would you be interested in selling your property? I have a buyer. Would you be interested in selling your property? We're located at whatever the address is, right? So that's the typical golden letter. The new one that people are finding success with, and I'm having a really difficult time finding my notes. Oh, I know why, because they're on my stickies. All right, hold on. I've been like searching through my notes on my notepad, and I just am not finding it. And I'm like, I know I posted it in one of the Facebook groups with some other agents that I'm part of, and I was trying to find it on there. But it's in stickies. So give me 2 seconds to open up my stickies because they're closed, and I will find my notes. The other way to do it is that a lot of people are finding success, especially sending things out to their sphere or to their farm, right? Maybe we don't have a buyer. We don't want to lie to people. I don't like lying. I don't recommend that you lie, because if somebody calls you and they're like, hey, yeah, actually my house is for sale. And you're like, great, I don't have a buyer for you. And they're like, well, you said you did. And you're like, well, I thought I did, right? Like now you're trying to like backpedal. So if you have a buyer, like I've sent out golden letters for specific property areas in which I actually have a buyer looking in those areas. I've gotten actually several calls from that. We haven't found the right match yet, but we're still searching. And we're still searching. But the other way is to do equity letters, which is to send out to your database. I was looking for the verbiage on it. Hold on. Event systems. I'm going to find it. Leverage database touch. Golden text. Oh, and some are sending them out. It could, okay, so it could be as simple as prices have gone up substantially over the last 6 months or 12 months or 2 years or whatever. Would you be interested in getting a free equity analysis of your property? Right? Just simple, to the point letter, same idea as the golden letter. You could send that out to your farm, your database, whatever, with the idea that then you're going to run them a market analysis. Okay, so one of the, I'm just pulling up a new screen. So in order to do that equity analysis, there's a couple different ways that you can do that, right? One is, let's say that you get a response back from that, and you can send that out as a text. It doesn't have to be a letter. So it could be like, you could send out a text to your database with that. Like, there's a lot of buyers looking in your area. Would you be interested in finding out what the current market value of your house is, right? Maybe people are thinking about selling and they're just like, oh, I just don't know. Or maybe they're like, oh, I want to find out, how much it is worth. Because if it was worth $650,000, then yeah, I would sell, right? So let's find out. So in the MLS, there's a couple different ways. One is that you can run a regular comparative market analysis, right? A market analysis of the property, a CMA, which there's lots of trainings on the new agent training spreadsheet on how to do that. And I would say for that, for if somebody calls you and they're like, yeah, I would like equity analysis, instead of running through and doing like a very specific one, or maybe you want to market to a specific area, there's a program for that in here that actually does a decent job of running it through. And I don't remember, hold on, I'll find it eventually. I don't think it's this one. No, that's mortgage. Maybe it was this one. Let's try this one. This is going to take me a minute. I thought I'd be like, log in and, oh, I totally remember how to do this, but no.
I know that feeling.
I'm a little brain dead today. I spent a full day traveling. I spent hours on a plane for 3 hours on a location. Okay, so I think this allows you to do it. So let's try this. See if I've got one. Save searches, view results. Oh, here. Hold on, I'm gonna go to dashboard and see if there's one already done. All right, no, all right. Oh, here we go, wait. All right, we're gonna go back and do it this way. I think this is how to do it. All right, so here it pulls it out, and I believe from here you can go to comparables. That's how we did it. Oh, because it does give you the estimate of value. So see how it gives you this estimate here? So this is a good way to just pull a quick value. It's not 100% accurate, but it does give you this really big range, right? So let's pull it for a regular property. Just for kicks, Tara, what's your address of the potential listing? Of the listing?
Is 1671 Autumnwood Court in Fairfield.
Spell Autumnwood for me.
It is AU. Wait, hold on. Oh God, now I can't spell. Hold on. It's AUTUMNWOOD.
One word or two?
One.
All right, here we go. We got 1671 Autumnwood Court, Fairfield. I know they think they're Cordelia, but it's really just Fairfield. Right. So here, right? So it gives us this really cool little thing here with the real AVM, the range. So this is a great way to get that information for somebody who's like, yeah, I would like one, that you're not having to spend a whole lot of time. Okay, we don't want to spend a whole lot of time. And I'm just going to eliminate this information here because I'm going to get a report. Maybe we want characters. All right, so we changed that just a little bit up there. And hold on, I might close the chat box, but I just customized the view. The problem with this one had more to do with, oh no, cancel the report. I know there was a way we figured out how to do this. So let's try this. Well, I just went to print. Oh, that's not horrible. It's not my favorite. Oh, let's try the other one. Hold on, cancel. Let's print. All right, let's see what that report looks like. There, right? Clean, nice little report for somebody. So if you were sending out letters like, hey, would you be interested in finding out what your property, and you didn't want to spend a whole bunch of time like running reports and 20 minutes on every property, like this would be a really good way to do it. Or you could go through, right, and we could do one of these for each property that you were actually mailing it to and like mail it out with the letter. The only problem there is now you haven't captured their information, right? So we're not trading value for value. We're just giving value in hopes that they like us and they call us back versus, hey, saying, hey, and you could do something where you could pull like the average value for the neighborhood and send that out. And then for specific details on your property, like reach out to me and I'll get you more specific details. But this would be a really clean, easy way of pulling that information for each property. Raquel, did that answer your question? Was that helpful?
Yeah, that was good. I didn't know about this realist one. But
I didn't either until like 2 months ago, and somebody was like, hey, what about this? And I was like, I don't know.
Oh, that's funny. I was thinking of doing like a neighborhood one just to get attention. And then and that we can do that through the CMA. I think you did a video on it already, how to get like the neighborhood analysis.
Yeah, so you can do a neighborhood one. Well, and here's, right, like here's all their neighbors. But if you go into, so we could go into berries. And repair later. We're just gonna keep hitting that button forever and ever. It's only been like 6 months. All right, so let's say we go into searches to get the, right, so maybe we want to send out the neighborhood one with the letter. We could go into searches and do a standard. Oh, that's not what I want to do. I want to do a map, interactive map search. All right, and then let's say that maybe we want to pull the stats for the Stonegate area or the Cooper School area. Let's do Cooper School. We can come up to draw and then the little tool, and then I can come in here and I can pull these houses in, oh, this one's probably, or let's turn here because those go into a different thing. So let's just pull those houses around the Cooper School area here. And then we'd go search criteria. And we want coming soon and contingent and pending, and then maybe close. All right, and then maybe we want to shorten the close up to like this year, January, which gives us like 4.5 months, 3.5 months, right? And then hit close. Now, if we go to displays and go one line grid, so we can see what's popping up in that area. Here's our listings. Now, if we select these here, and then we come up here and go statistics, it's going to give us those statistics for that specific neighborhood. So this would be one way to do it, right? Where you could pull this up and you can print this report and you could include that, which would give people the ability to see that, hey, the minimum, average, median, maximum for this neighborhood, like here's where the values are for that, the cumulative days on market, right? Average and median. The original price is in this range. The closed price is in this range. Is that helpful?
Yes, very helpful. Thank you.
And it's branded with your information. You hit print, right? It prints it up. So that would be to pull like a general overall neighborhood statistic. That would be one way to do it. You could also go into your KW app and pull a market snap for that neighborhood. So this is one way through Berries to do it. It kind of makes like a 2 or 3 page report there. That you could do it that way. The other way is that we can go into, this is always fun when I haven't done things for a long time in Command, and then I try to show you guys how to do it really quick. Always works really well.
When you're sending this to your farm, can you give like a range, like, oh, the equity in your house will be this to this much, like call for a specific one?
Yeah, I mean, you could say the value range for property, the sales price for properties in your neighborhood range between this and this. For a more detailed report, contact me or whatever, right? So you could say, you'd want to probably veer away from saying the equity in your property, only because we don't know what they owe. So we don't know how much equity they really have, right? So it comes down to like semantics and words.
Yeah.
So if we go into, I don't think it's here. No, I don't think you're going to find it here. You may have to go, yeah. All right, let's try something else here. Let's go to my website. All right, so let's go here and then let's plug in. We're just gonna pull in that neighborhood for now. All right, clear boundary. So maybe we wanted to select the neighborhood. So I just am on my KW website. I just searched the area, whether it's Fairfield or whatever. I searched by neighbor. I pulled it up by neighborhood so I could see. So see these blue lines, this is how it's divided by the next door neighborhoods, right? So these neighborhoods are defined by next door. We're the only ones that have the rights to be able to break it down this way on our website, which is pretty cool. So you would find that area in which Autumnwood, I think it's like right in here someplace, but let's just pretend the Northwood area. Here it gives you kind of the neighborhood information, and you can pull this up on your phone as well. We can hit explore neighborhood. Let's see what that pulls up. But this goes into that neighborhood snap, right? Like it's ultra specific for this area, the Northwood area, average home price. You should be able to kind of print this market snapshot somehow. And I'll work on that more so, because this takes you down the whole thing. But you should be able to do just kind of the markets. Oh, I know how to do that. I'll work it out. Don't worry. Eventually we'll figure this out. If you go into designs, getting smarter by the moment. Glad you guys just bear with me. It's really fun. All right. If we go into designs, you can design a market. This is what you really want, a market snap flyer. And we go into create designs. We're going to go, we want a print and hit continue. I was like, there's a way to print this somehow. I don't know how you would do that. We're going to wait for these to load. Once you have this saved in your thing, then you can just reopen it and edit it. I don't have any market snaps saved. So neighborhood snaps right here under listings. So I went down to listings and then neighborhood snaps for those potential design ideas. Maybe we just want a small one, like a postcard size one, or this one seems like it's more like social media. So, oh, it's like a door hanger. That's why I was like, why is this so long? It's a door hanger. Markets on the move, right? So there's a lot. This would be a good way to just be like one page for the whole neighborhood. We're going to hit use this one. Now I like this one better. We're going to hit use. All right. And then you're going to be, we're going to wait for everything to load. I believe on KWLS, let's try there first. You can come up here and hit snapshots. And then that was the Northwood. Lake Jackson, Monterey. Compton. There's probably a better way to do this. All right, we're gonna go Northwood. Fairfield. I think it was Northwood Commons. Oh, Northwood area. All right, so I just clicked on Northwood area. Here's the market snap information. I think if we go like this, right? So I just clicked on the market snap on the flyer, and now I come back over here to this one, so you can see this little circle.
So it did the information for you already. You just had to search it up in the snapshots?
Yes.
Very cool.
Oh, it didn't. I don't like how it replaced that image. Oh, because I should have replaced it with this one down here. There we go. See, and now it replaced that image with the Northwood. That doesn't look quite right. Make sure you get the right neighborhood. I don't think it pulled the right neighborhood. Or maybe it did. Just looks like there's a lake, but it's just the area. So it pulled the right one. I was like, it's got a lake in the middle of it. No, that's the highlighted area. So, right. So then it's got the average listing price, no average sales price, because there haven't been any that have sold recently. It doesn't look like. And you could always go in there and you can edit that. So you should be able to. No, it's going to make a liar out of me. You can't. So, but that'd be a way to pull it for a specific area and then plug it in there. And then you would, you know, want to put a little bit of stuff in here. You don't have to edit most of it because like, what else are buyers looking for, right? This is probably pretty accurate. You're going to make sure your information's in here, and then you might put a little bit here, and then you maybe put a little blurb for a more specific analysis of your home, you know, text or what. Oh, or this is where you could do, I'm sorry, this is, I think this is really cool, by the way. And you guys be like, Amy, you're so silly, but that's all right. So I posted this in the group the other day, this flow code. It's free. And you can create a flow page. So you could have a QR code that you put on your flyer, And then you can create a flow page where that QR code takes you to. It could be like a lead gen form. It could be like for more detailed analysis of your specific property, scan the code. And then yours could be like a lead gen form where it adds contact collection form, asks for their name, address, phone number, and email. And they submit that in and you get that, and then you can run one for their property, right? So mine, this is for the cyberbacker. So they scan the code, and then there's a link to call, text, email, book an evaluation. There's a video, or to find out more, take some to the website. So it's just a really cool little like tool that you can use, like a digital business card type thing. But you could set it up for a lead gen QR code where it.
Yes, I love that. This is good.
And it's free. This flow code thing's free, flowcode.com. If you want one specific, like mine, at some point I might upgrade because like my QR code says flow code on it, but you can update it to have like your logo in the middle and stuff. I'm just cheap. Remember, I'm cheap. So I don't really care if it says flow code or not. Nobody's going to notice. But it's kind of cool that it gives people a thing to scan. And I think people are more likely to scan than like call for an evaluation because people are afraid of the phone.
Yes,
so this is an easy way. And thank you, COVID, for making QR codes come into popularity because they were a dying breed.
Right. Yes. Now people are used to it.
Yeah. Now people are used to it.
This is good. Yeah. Cause I live in a Portofino community near Pina Adobe, and there's so many Coldwell popping up in my neighborhood. And I'm like, I need to get on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Start marketing your neighborhood. So yeah, you can pull up the neighborhood snap, and then you could plug something like this onto it for more detailed evaluation, or you could even, take some time and maybe do like 10 a week where you're going in and just plugging in the addresses for 10 properties and going and leaving it on their doorstep. Like, hey, here's an evaluation of your property.
I love it. Got it. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. We're officially 5 minutes over. Does anybody else have questions before we hop off today?
Nope. Thank you so much. That was really helpful.
Cool. Very good. All right.